Happy holidays. I'm back from the tropics. It's good to be back in Texas. And the new course is ready next week. So I was going to launch it on the first, but no one's around the first. It's kind of mid to late week. So next week, I'll start dripping week one, module one of the new course. You'll hear about it. Look for my emails. So today, the topic at hand, let me pull it up, is pain as a teacher. And I want to work on reading the specific locations in the body and reading them as messages. So the question I have for you is, when you have pain, what's your first response? For most people, it's something like, make it stop. What's wrong with me? I need to fix this. It's getting worse, right? It's this spiral that goes down. But here's what almost nobody does, is ask the question, what is this trying to tell me? We've been taught that pain is the enemy. It's a malfunction. And that the goal is to silence it as quickly as possible. Pills, procedures, drugs, alcohol, anything that makes it go away. But here's what I've learned treating thousands of patients for decades, studying traditional medicine, allopathic medicine, functional medicine. Pain isn't a mistake, it's a message. And your body is constantly communicating with you through what? Sensation. And where pain shows up is important. How it feels is important. When it appears. These aren't random. These are incredibly specific signals about what's breaking down in your system. And the problem is most of us never learned how to read that language. So we treat the symptom while the root cause continues to deteriorate. We could take ibuprofen for the headache while our cervical spine continues to compress. Whoops, wasn't just a headache. We could ice the knee while our hip dysfunction continues to create the actual orthopedic problem, the mechanical problem. We manage the symptom, we miss the message. So today I'm going to teach you how to read your body's signals, not to diagnose yourself, but to become literate in your own experience and to develop a degree of sophistication in interoception that allows you to distinguish between different types of pain in your body and understand what your body is actually trying to communicate. This is how pain becomes a teacher instead of an enemy. So let's dive in. Before we get to specific messages, I want to understand why we're so bad at reading pain. The first is we tend to collapse pain and suffering into one thing. They're actually two completely different experiences happening. Pain is the sensation itself, the raw data your body is sending. Suffering, on the other hand, is your psychological reaction to that sensation, the fear, the story, the catastrophizing, the violin playing, the narrative, right? The narrative that we build around it. So, an example would be you feel a sharp sensation in your low back. Pain, we have analog pain scales. We could categorize that. We could say sharp, stabbing sensation. We could say 3 inches left in the spine. The intensity, 7 out of 10. Worse with forward bending. These are analog pain scale numbers. But the suffering, oh man, oh God, this is the herniated disc again. I'm never going to make it. I'm going to need surgery. I'll never be able to exercise again. This is going to destroy my love life. My actual life is over. Very different. And without the witness practice that we did, a couple weeks ago now, you can't separate these. You experience them as one fused thing, and that fusion, it happens to amplify both, which is kind of the scary part of this. The second area here is that we've actually lost interoceptive precision. Most people describe pain like, my back hurts, I have a headache, my stomach is off. It's like calling 911 and saying something's wrong somewhere. It's not helpful. It's not helpful. Your body is sending precise signals. And we, having been pulled out through the reality we live in, the attention economy, whatever, we've lost the ability to locate the pain specifically in our bodies, to describe its quality accurately, and to track its patterns over time. We don't have the attention span for it. We can't notice what makes it better or worse half the time, or distinguish between different types of pain. Pain has a lot of different flavors. Third area is we don't understand pain's purpose, okay, which is a theme for today. Pain has multiple functions and they tend to require different responses. An acute warning pain is stop. You're causing damage right now. Tends to be sharp, intense, immediate. Example of this would be stepping on glass, touching a hot stove. The response is an instinct, which is immediate withdrawal. Get out of there, monkey, right? But then we have inflammatory pain, which is look, something's injured and healing. Protect this area. It could be throbbing, hot, swollen. Example would be a sprained ankle, an acute injury that came from it. But the response is rest, ice, protection while healing. But then we have chronic pain, right? This is movement, pattern, posture, creating the problems potentially. Dull, achy, predictable. Example would be neck pain from forward head pressure, right? The posture that you put looking at your monitor. So the response would actually be different, wouldn't it? It would be change the pattern that's causing it. We have referred pain. The problem's somewhere else. It's diffuse. It's hard to pinpoint. It travels. So, common classic kind of med school example would be shoulder pain that's actually coming from a gallbladder that's hot. Arm pain coming from a heart attack. So the response is look for the source, not the symptom. We also have neuropathic pain, nerve damage, dysfunction, burning, electrical, shooting, numbness. Classic example of this would be, say, sciatica or diabetic neuropathy. And again, the response here is address the nerve health and regenerate it. If it's sciatica, go figure out how to fix your lumbar spine, not punch your leg because the nerve is reacting downstream. And then we have emotional pain manifestation, which I think becomes the elephant in the room on some of this stuff. And this is something that you deal with a lot in somatic therapies. We deal with this a lot in trauma therapies, which is unprocessed emotions stored in tissue. So this leads to tension patterns, trigger points, regional holding. Example would be jaw tension from suppressed anger, chest tightness, and grieving. And the response here isn't rest and ice, it's to process the emotion, not just the sensation. The problem, folks, is that most people respond to all pain the same way. Make it stop. Make it stop. This is like turning off the fire alarm when your house burns. And look, if you stepped on glass, yeah, you immediately get your foot off of that thing. But that's one of many times. We need to understand that we don't know our body's pain map. So we have traditional models like Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic, indigenous systems. We spent thousands of years mapping where pain shows up and what it means, the meridian, the nadi. Western medicine pretty much fragmented that. So we have orthopedists for bones, neurologists for nerve, GI docs for digestion, cardiologists for the heart. No one's looking at the whole system and reading the patterns. But your body is. a whole system, isn't it? And pain patterns can reveal systemic dysfunction. So let me give you a framework for reading location-specific pain messages. It's not exhaustive, obviously. That would take hours. But this will give you some basic literacy to start investigating. Start with the head and neck region. Frontal headaches. Start there. Forehead, temples. This can oftentimes be digestive stress. It could be blood sugar dysregulation. It could be dehydration. Look for a pattern after meals where blood sugar crashes on these. And if you get these, ask yourself, hey, when did I eat last? What's my water intake? How's my digestion? And if you're getting occipital headaches, back of the head, base of the skull, this is oftentimes from the cervical spine as it compresses. It could be from chronic tension. It could be from vagus nerve compression. And the pattern around this could be with poor posture. It could be with lots of stress. It could be after screen time. And you want to ask yourself, if you're getting these, hey, what's my head posture? Am I jutting forward? How's my breathing? Am I relaxing and lining up, breathing down? If you're getting temporal headaches, so the side of your head, this is often TMJ dysfunction, jaw clenching. It could come from gallbladder stress, vision strain. But a pattern would be with stress. It could be after eating fatty foods. That's dead ringer for the gallbladder. During focused work, all of a sudden you're getting a tension headache. Are you clenching? So you ask, am I clenching my jaw? How's my vision? Am I not wearing my glasses? Is this my fat digestion? Let's talk about neck pain. If it's anterior, the front, it could be thyroid stress. It could be swallowing dysfunction, or something in Chinese medicine called plum pit syndrome. You're so stressed, it feels like you got a plum pit stuck in your throat. So you look at patterns. Is it with certain foods? Is it with stress or unexpressed communication? And you ask, look, is this my thyroid function? Do I need to go give some blood, figure out what this is? Or if it's not that, what am I not saying? If the pain is in the back of your neck, it's often from postural collapse. Upper cross syndrome, where your shoulders are forward, you're hunched over your computer monitor like a gorilla. Your forward head carriage, that could lead to it. So if you look at a pattern, it would be, wow, this hurts more after desk work or driving, phone use. You ask yourself the obvious, right? Where's my head position? Where's my shoulder position? If you're getting pain between your shoulder blades, could be heart stress, it could be breathing dysfunction, could be postural strain, emotional holding. And so you look at the patterns. Is this with stress? Is this with shallow breathing? Am I hunching over? Is this my bad posture? You ask, hey, how's my breathing right now? If that's fine, what emotion am I holding? Huh. Is this actually potentially my heart health? Do I need to go to a cardiologist? Happens. If it's the top of your shoulders, you're often carrying burdens, maybe literally or figuratively, over responsibility, lung stress. And again, stress patterns. What am I carrying that's not mine? If you have it in the front, you look at your pectoralis muscle. If you have mid-thoracic back pain, it could be organ stress, any of the organs really in that region, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, kidneys. It could be diaphragm dysfunction. So you want to ask yourself, I'm getting mid-thoracic pain. Is this after meals? Is this with my digestive issues? Am I not breathing deeply? And so again, you try to be more interoceptive and you start to become more aware of what this is, not just, oh, damn, it's pain, make it stop. If it's your low back, is it your hip dysfunction? Do you have core weakness? Is it actually kidney adrenal stress, pelvic imbalance? Is it happening after sitting with fatigue? Is it happening during stress? And you ask yourself simple questions like, how is my hip mobility? Am I so tight I can't even touch my toes? I can't even get down and tie my shoelaces? Do I have cord dysfunction? Do I actually need to check my kidneys? These are all just the differential diagnosis I would go through, right? A lot of people have pelvic floor dysfunction. Is it worse with sitting? Are you having bowel issues that are leading to it? Is there sexual trauma that's leading to it? You have psoas tension in the hip. You have lateral tension in the hips. It could be your IT band. Are your hips just tight? Did you injure something? Is it your piriformis if it's in the back? So there's like this, we all have a lot going on in our bodies. But what I'm saying is every single one of these areas, you can dig much deeper into saying, what is this? Where is it coming from? When does it get worse? And what am I doing to create this? So when you have pain, I want you to be much more of a detective. Locate precisely exactly where. Use anatomical landmarks. If you don't know what it is, you can Google the anatomy. How big is the area? Is it pinpoint? Is it diffuse? Does it radiate? Where does it radiate to? Can you describe the quality? Is it sharp, dull, burning, aching, stabbing, throbbing? Is it constant? Is it intermittent? And on a 1 to 10 scale, what's the intensity? And then more importantly, start tracking the patterns. When does it appear? Time of day, with activities? What makes it worse? Movement, food, stress? What makes it better? Rest, heat, cold, movement? It's always different. I've seen thousands and thousands of people with pain. It's never the same. And then if you can, you connect systems, right? What else is happening? Digestion, sleep, energy, mood. What's changed recently? Has my diet changed? My stress, my activities? Did I just get off a long ass flight? What's the emotional context? Am I in a bitter feud with my spouse over something? What's happening in my life? These things are all relevant to this narrative. And then go back to what we talked about a couple weeks ago with this witness consciousness. Separate the sensation from the story. Observe the sensation without catastrophizing and stay curious and not fearful. So let's practice this right now with something you're experiencing. If you're in this room, you're experiencing it because Lord knows we've all had our bumps and bruises by the time we got here. Okay. So something you're experiencing. Let's identify it real quick. 30 seconds. Bring your awareness to an area of discomfort in your body right now, something that you actually feel discomfort around right now. It doesn't need to be severe, even mild tension, tightness. It all works. Don't change it or don't try to fix it. Just locate it. Okay, that's step one. And now we're going to activate our witness consciousness for about 30 seconds. We worked on this a couple weeks ago. If not, you go back and look at it. Apply what we learned. You are not this sensation. You are the awareness observing this sensation. And we'll take 3 or 4 conscious breaths while maintaining this observation. You are not this sensation. And now let's try to describe this sensation with extreme precision, either in your mind or write it down if you have to. What is the exact location? 3 inches below the left shoulder blade, 2 inches from the spine. And that's the kind of precision I want you to have with your own pain. What is the size? What is the shape? About the size of a golf ball. It's round, triangular. I don't know. It's yours. What is the quality? Is it tight, pulling sensation? Or it's occasional sharp? What's the quality of the pain? And out of 10, what is the intensity? And then let's diagnose how it does with movement. Does it increase or lessen with deep breath? Or does it lessen when you rotate your shoulder? Does it hurt more when you rotate your shoulder? Notice, notice, notice. The more precisely you describe it, the less emotionally charged it becomes. The precision creates objectivity. And now let's spend a minute investigating some patterns. So ask yourself these questions. When did this first appear? This morning, weeks ago, after a specific activity? What makes it worse? Certain movements, time of day, after eating? What makes it better? Rest, movement, heat, ice, pressure? What is happening in this system that could also be part of it? What else is happening? How's my breathing? How's my digestion? How's my sleep? How's my stress? Is any of that related to this pain that I've chosen to play with in this exercise? And then what's the emotional context? What's happening in life right now that's allowing this to surface? Just investigate it. Don't judge. Just gather data. Because in the fifth step, we're going to read the message, right? Based on what you've observed, what might your body be trying to tell you? Give you an example. If you found tension between, say, your shoulder blades, that's worse with stress, appears after desk work, and improves with deep breathing, your body is likely saying, hey, your posture's collapsing, you're breathing too shallow, and you're holding your stress in your upper back. That's very, very different than a message that says, hey, something's wrong with your back. The message is change your posture, breathe deeper, and process your stress. Now, what's your body's message? Just sit with it for about 30 seconds. And based on the message that you're getting from your body, what's the appropriate response? It may not be take ibuprofen and ignore it. It's probably something along the lines of address the pattern, creating it. If it's postural, adjust position. If it's breath related, restore deep diaphragmatic breathing. If it's stress holding, okay, let's process the emotion. Many ways to do that. If it's a movement pattern, you got to change the pattern. You might have to change your shoes. There's a lot of things you can do to adjust for things. If it's systemic, address the organ system and the stress, right? The pain is the feedback loop. You got to listen to it. And it oftentimes resolves because you've addressed the cause, the root cause of all of this. So, over the next week, an easy way to do this is just scan your body for like 3 minutes before getting out of bed. From head to toe, note any areas of sensation, not just pain, tightness, heaviness, tingling. And just use these 5 steps. You go back and listen to this again and investigate for anything that would be a pattern that could be significant. And then track these patterns in a journal. We're too busy, we forget. And then if you got a couple minutes, investigate, right? If you find something, ride that horse into the corral. When there's pain or discomfort during the day, Stop what you're doing quickly and not just be like, hey, shut up. This is so inconvenient. Just stop quickly. 3 breaths. Activate your witness consciousness. Be the observer, observing the sensation, and then adjust your behavior based on this message. Okay. And the message is something you're probing with your introspection inward. And if you notice, for example, that it's coming with certain movements, obviously, if it's really hurting you, don't just keep doing the movements, but don't just avoid the movement and write it off either. Think about this, right? What about this movement creates the sensation? Is it the range? Is it the speed? Is it the load? Is it the position? Can you modify it and make it pain free? And what does this tell you about your movement patterns? A classic example of this is like, oh, yeah, my back really hurts when I stand in line. Okay, mine does too. Unless I tuck up my pelvis, activate my core, pull in my abdominals, let my weight drop into my quads, and be able to withstand the force of gravity with a strong engaged core. Turns out if I stand like that, my back doesn't hurt at all. What's that for you? And so throughout the day, just be aware of this stuff. And then before bed, review any pain experiences from the day and look for patterns. Look for patterns, same times and triggers. Note what you learned about your body and then set intention for what to adjust for tomorrow. You can easily integrate this into your 100-day gong, into your daily practice. But the key principle here is that you're building interoceptive literacy. This takes time. So be patient with this process and spend the time asking the question behind the question instead of just trying to avoid the pain. Okay, I'm going to move to questions. I got 2 minutes. There he is. All right. Let's check with you. There's nothing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Helen. Happy New Year to all of you. I hope you all have a safe and healthy holiday. We had a couple invites, went to some big, like, crazy party. My wife and I looked at each other and just went, nope. And so we're just going to dinner at a friend's house and enjoying a nice conversation with some really smart people. We don't drink. We don't do stuff that, I can't stay up all night. I don't do drugs. I'm in bed by 10 on a good night. So I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. We're going to work on this new course that's launching next week. You all have access to it as part of the academy. It's called Lights On, and it's going to be 52 weeks of really helping you understand how to turn your awareness around and find that connection between all the senses that activates your consciousness and your awareness. I'm really looking forward to teaching this one, putting the final prep stages together this week now that I'm home. And in the next couple days, I'll start announcing when I'll start teaching it next week. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Get some rest. It's that time of year. You should be hibernating. Please do.